Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the grand finals of Captain's Draft 4.0 by Events DC. We've come a long way, and we are here on Championship Sunday. One best of 5 remains. It's Secret versus Vici Gaming, Europe versus China. Well, not completely Europe, but the European squad that is Secret. We're back with our beautiful panel here. Boys, how are we?
I'm a little exhausted. That was quite the match.
We got one ability draft winner, one loser. And plus, I'm the captain, I guess.
Everyone kind of lost. Having
the two
yeah. Slacks,
hey,
you won the most.
I had a great time. It was fun to watch my fellows get destroyed, and I got to watch instead of being on their teams like our regular pubs.
That's probably for the best. You would have lowered their morale a lot.
Okay, I am a very good PMA player, all right? I do what I have to do to win Purge. You're a very low morale
Other
player.
than the standard win Dota thing.
Okay. Every time that you die on Purge's team, you have to go through this 3-paragraph essay about every mistake that you made. Do you think that makes anyone feel good?
No.
That makes me want to die.
But in the long run, it's supposed to help, right?
Yes, long run. He likes to build champions, whereas I like to win games.
Yeah.
Guess
Cares
who
about
has
the short-term
a better
wins.
pub experience?
I'm not sure who has the better pub experience, to be honest there, Slacks.
Whatever.
Sometimes I can't tell when you're having fun and when you're pretending to have fun in those pub games. Sometimes you suffer along.
Yeah. There's been a lot of Suns fan games where I'm pretending to have a lot of fun, and then, you know when there's silence, you know? That's like always like
everyone knows the silence.
Everybody first 20 minutes of the game, we're all talking, we're all laughing, and then there's that moment where you're like, oh no, this is going to be a really bad game, and then you just have to cut it. And that silence says so much, Purge.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Usually it hits me like the second hard loss in a row. That's when it gets real bad. Like the first, I can take like one off, no problem. But if it's like the third game in a row that I've lost badly, that's when you're like, well, I can't stop now. I just have to keep accepting this is my life and keep losing games equally badly. It's tough times.
I think that's the saddest point in a Dota match is like the team speak is alive in the first game, first 10 minutes, and then it's just like this sad, quiet experience.
Luckily, it never does that jump to me. It's always just pretty darn quiet.
Yeah, no, your life is miserable.
Our team on ability draft was pretty communicative. Synderen was a great leader. He was very positive. He was leading the charge with his Dagon, so he was an easy leader to follow.
That was probably easy because you guys actually grabbed good abilities on your team, so that's probably easy to have.
Although JJ did actually random that shallow grave. I just want to say that was not intentional. That was hey guys, what should I pick? Oh geez, there's a timer.
Yeah, that was Mott too.
Yeah.
Although
what did Mott random?
His first ability. That's the worst one.
It was bad.
It got flush golem. That one passes through most of the time. But
it's funny because our team, the first thing they said was, guys, the ult pool is really small. I think flesh golem is the worst one. Literally, JJ said that. So there you go. Well, anyway, it was a lot of fun. What the Horse, also pretty cool. But now, finals time. Let's talk a little bit of Dota. Secret versus Vici. Can we pull up the bracket just to refresh everybody on the journey that these teams took to get here? Of course, we started in the group stage, GSL style, 2 groups of 4. That was seeding for this bracket, and then it was single elim right here in the arena, the DC Armory. And these are the 2 teams we've got left.
Oh, it really was a lot of 2-0. Somebody mentioned that last night, and I was a little surprised. But either way, we've had a lot of really close games and good matches, I think. I think the semifinals on both sides a little bit more one-sided than I expected, at least. My bracket is certainly ruined. I went the wrong way on that one.
I've done my fair share of brackets, you know, across different sports and everything like that. And it never works if you just pick the expected teams. Because that's not how it goes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, there's always that one upset somewhere. So
all right, pull out Trent's bracket. Let's see just how bad this is.
So you should really be looking for upsets. This bracket has no upsets. Oh, we don't have to go into that.
So these are the current standings. We had every talent fill out a prediction bracket. That's your first column. After that, that is the game by game. If you're on the panel, you get to call who's going to win that specific match. And then we've got a total score. We've got some winners, and we have some definite losers.
Who's guests?
Guests
are beating you, Trent.
Basically Blake.
That's a bad sign.
At least someone has a worse bracket score than me. Thanks,
Slacks is beating you.
That was very nice of you.
Oh, I trusted the wrong team.
All right, can we blame and shame Trent? What's he got?
Yeah, let's take a look here.
All right,
we can
get me
take
up there.
a close-up of this guy. So we've got...
I'm sure production's loving you for this one. Let's zoom in on paper.
You can kind of read it there. You can see it was a complexity Mineski finals.
Okay.
So I feel like Mineski's due. This was my logic. I thought they were going to break out. You know, the Mushi, huge hero pool. Ice, giant hero pool. I thought they can do it. And then on the other side, I thought, you know, Cole, home field advantage.
Yeah.
They brought like 40 people. They were going to have this big cheering section. They brought pom-poms. They're all up front. They're dancing. There's signs.
Well, if you were right, that would have been
Didn't work.
pretty. You could have really gloated, but that was a low chance.
Yeah, I went for that high, you know, like if this works, I'll be remembered
I
forever.
don't blame you. I had Mineski winning as well when I filled out my bracket at the start of the tournament. So
I mean, it was a fairly popular winner vote. Brax also had Mineski taking the whole thing. So I think Jack and I are the last two. And what's interesting is Jack and I both have the same bracket, except I chose Secret to win, and he chose Vici to win.
So that could push the difference.
Yeah, there will, unless things get really interesting with game predictions, I think
sure
there will
one
be
of
a
you will be
definite loser or definite winner.
Are there going to be 15 games so I can catch up?
I'm
No.
not sure, Trent.
No,
I think your
no.
hopes are gone.
Damn. Oh, well. Maybe we expand that last series
You
a little
could,
bit.
well, it goes both ways, right? Andrew could get 5 wrong
That's
predictions,
true.
drop 5 points. You could gain 5. That would
And
put you
I'd
at a whole
still
7.
be half of him.
That's 7 points. That's close to his worst case 10.
That's at least
Perfect.
not lower than guessed.
Thank you.
That's true.
Yes,
You
that's
beat the
good.
guest. Slacks, you gonna pull out a win this time? With your
I hope so.
predictions?
Yeah, no, my predictions are awfully bad. Thank you for not showing them. I had high hopes for
Well,
the
I
finals.
actually would like to, but they're
I'm
sitting on
curious.
that desk over there. Where,
I hid them.
You guys were casting, so they've been thrown out. I think you had Complexity taking the whole thing, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Slacks.
It was a grand Complexity EG final with the NA fans screaming in the audience, and then Complexity with the underdog victory.
Right?
And then they,
Give me some of that.
Yeah,
we were in
boy.
on that one.
and then
more
they decided
crazy
to pick
brackets.
Drow first pick, and it all went away.
It all went downhill.
You guys
all
could have
too
been
quick.
the heroes of the show, other than Complexity, in this dream.
In this dream world where I'm smarter than Purge and Complexity wins a LAN, it's a beautiful place.
Well, we can only dream what Captain's Draft 5 will have in store for us, Slack. So we have players coming up onto the stage here. Looks like we've got some accounts in lobbies, which means Game 1 is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking through our early content today, because this best-of-5 finals starts in just a couple of minutes.
In case we confused everybody, the teams that are playing, that are the best teams here,
Are
it's Secret and Vici. None of the teams we covered.
They've got a
So,
lower third, so there you go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Folks, it sounds like it
happening.
might be that time again. We hear the war music, and our red coat
Match
will have
boy.
to exit the stage. Can we get a little hustle on that, Slacks? We got a draft coming.
He's
sure
gotten
the-
so good at it.
The assistants will help into his next part of the costume, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's true.
Multi-layer process here. We have trouble filling 10 for ability draft games, but costume details, yeah, that's easy. We can do that.
It's true. He's really embraced it. And here it is. The costume that has not been washed. It's Slacks.
Hear ye, all who attend Captain's Draft 4, and those on your virtual boxes at your homes. This is the final duel for the final bloodshed. We have Team Vici Gaming versus Team Secret. Duelists to the center of the stage. Back to back. Gentlemen, news for you. Since it is the final, it's a best of 3. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Gentlemen, 3 steps, then about face and fire. 1, 2, 3! You're taking many steps. Fire! Oh, round 1. Are you ready for another? If he wins again, I don't know if you know how best of 3s work, but he could win. 3, 2, 1, fire! Oh, a 2-0. Perhaps predictive of the series? We will find out. Pick or side?
First pick.
First pick for Vici Gaming. And now the side. If they choose anything but Dire, it will be the first. Oh, do I have to go to... You guys are not helping at all. All right. Side.
You know what it is.
Is it Dire? Is it the big D?
It definitely has a big D. It's America!
America! I'm just going to put you on Dyer. Thank you. All right. Team Secret versus Vici Gaming in the Captain's Draft Grand Finals. It has been an honor and a pleasure to announce these duels for you. And I say to you, a fair fight and a wonderful bloodshed. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Action Slacks, the red coat. This tournament would not be what it is without that duel to start things off. And here he is. He may even be coming back to join us. Very nice.
And
Dance,
now,
monkey, dance.
We are done with our data collection, by the way. I don't know if they have these available, but do we have the stats for the total win-loss on duels yet?
Yep.
Yeah?
Am I going to be the bottom of this one, too?
Fenrir is the champion.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
He keeps winning.
I've
win
done
everything?
them all. Well, you know, it's single elimination, so if he ever lost, he wouldn't be here. And he just 2-0'd.
Well, you can still lose the rock, paper, scissors and win the series.
Listen, he just 2-0'd. No one else has played 2 games at once. Simple math has solved this already.
Okay.
I see.
Thank you.
All right. Well, great.
Okay.
Well, so on that note, though, we have had a lot of 2-0s. Only one series went the stretch. In the matches prior, it was the Secret versus EG matchup. So not surprised to see it go 3 games, but definitely hoping for more than 3 in this one.
Yeah.
May I make a comment?
Please do.
Sure.
Sunsfan TV has walked on this stage behind you, I believe, every series for the last 3 days. Why? Why does he constantly have to break the sense of professionalism in this tournament?
Did anyone tell him there's another staircase?
There is clearly many staircases up, and he has to show himself in every panel. The egotist of that man boggles my mind.
He had to put the word horse in every place he could in this tournament, too.
It's
Can you
true.
believe it?
It's on the trophy.
The trophy does say horse.
He's a madman.
Why? I don't know.
Is he trying to get those emote sales in-game? Is that his final gamble for it?
He's just one big sellout.
Yeah. He's crazy.
He is crazy.
He can't keep getting away with this. All right.
He probably
All right,
will.
Mr. Redcoat. So you guys want to talk about a little Dota
Yes.
here?
Yeah.
Secret,
Don't.
Vici, huh? How are we feeling? Broad strokes, who's looked better throughout the tournament to get to this point? We've seen both these teams quite a bit. Who are we favoring as just kind of a gut read before we start talking about specific heroes?
I guess I would probably go into Vici. I feel like a lot of their execution has looked a little bit crisper, especially during team fights. I like the pool they have going for like position 4 too. I know Lenham has a couple different options there too. We had that Brewmaster. I've heard he's cooking up a few other things in the back as well. So a little bit of that versatility to help them out, and that's what I'm liking.
I would agree. I think it might have been just that their opponents were slightly less skilled or maybe played sloppier, but Vici has played exquisitely, even since the group stage, I think. So Secret had a tough road against EG. I think that's more EG shouldn't have gone out first round if it wasn't single elim. They maybe would have gone deeper, maybe getting at least top 4, perhaps, because they looked really good. But it could go both ways. It just really depends how the drafts go, how the matchups go. But it definitely seems like Vici has a really strong grasp on making their lineups good, even if they look a little wacky. They play it correctly, and we'll see if Secret can do the same.
Wrong.
No?
I
Okay.
said it at Dream League back then. Secret going to take this thing. Once they make it to the finals, it's over. Team Secret's unstoppable when they make it to a final. There's no more confident team in this game right now. Your only chance is to get them in some other stage. This is theirs. They have no fear.
I think individually, Yapsor has also been probably the most standout player so far for me.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Secret and Vici Gaming, your top 2 teams at Captain's Draft 4.0 by Events DC. It starts now, game number 1.
This is it. They've been waiting for the techies for the grand finals.
No.
Yeah, I'm
This
sure,
is
yeah.
serious business.
This is serious business. He's low-key broken, and he's about to be full-key broken.
You know who's full key broken? Pangolier.
Yeah,
That's why he's been first.
He was an obvious one. Another common ban, actually, Enchantress has been getting banned a lot in the first set.
Our Omni Knight, our Lycan, also
Medusa?
likely to fall. Yep,
Medusa's maybe more of a we'll just play her, less than a ban, but still effective.
I think Trent's right. Lycan and Omni Knight are 2 we've seen banned pretty much every time they've made it through. Naga Siren also on that list, though there is no Shadow Fiend to pair her with, so maybe a little bit less scary.
So big names other that we're seeing. Razor has picked up a lot. Faceless Void has had his time in the sunshine in this tournament as well. Doom run a couple times. Probably not going to see an Alchemist, right? No, we've talked about that. No one cares.
I think he has potential as a support at the moment because of Bounty Rune abuse with Grievel's Creed.
Okay.
So you can get a
Concoction
stupid
buffs.
amount of gold from it. Yeah, Concoction has a perk finally that lowers the cooldown, but I don't think we'll see it here. I think they'll stick standard stuff unless they get pretty desperate or they feel they have space.
I think Cinder bring up the idea of the Alchemist and just like that idea of, we talked a lot about cores becoming so much more important in the draft too. So if you don't have those right core-to-core counters, in this case we do have the Slark. He was kind of brought up in that same discussion yesterday. He's in the pool, maybe someone up against the Medusa too, where you're just looking to keep leeching off these big beefy people.
It's a possibility, yeah.
Naga Siren. There's a
Yes.
hero that has picked up a lot as well, especially by, I believe, was it Secret?
Both of these teams.
Yeah.
Puppy's been playing it and Lanham as well.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of good supports in this pool. You look down on the inside, some decent roaming 4s. You've got an Ogre. We've seen that Earthshaker come into play a couple times, still an Undying. Maybe it's that mid lane that seems a bit weak to me. Outside of Medusa, I don't see too many tier 1 mid laners.
Yeah, I would agree with that actually.
OD.
I guess Invoker, if you consider him tier 1, but yeah, OD also.
Definitely. Invoker, one of those heroes people keep saying is really bad right now. Shane Brax as well.
Yeah.
Said that.
I think Void's been banned out in almost every game that he's been in the pool too.
Really?
So yeah, and he was the most picked one during the qualifiers too. Although that was a bit back when he was a little bit more popular. However, he
he's
tends
very
to get
good.
banned first phase.
I mean, he makes kills, right? Every time you have Chronosphere, you can probably kill somebody if you coordinate it. And he can lane lots of different ways. He's fairly survivable. You can build different ways depending on how the game's going. So I think he's one of those like flexible picks, kind of like Naga, that just cover a lot of bases that you might not get otherwise.
Yeah, and you mentioned like making kills too. We actually don't have a lot for structures in this draft at all, really.
Yeah.
In terms of like overall take a tower, push after. We've lost the Razor, we've lost the Lycan.
I think Void maybe opens up that Invoker possibility a little bit more too. You have a Sunstrike set up, you can get those kind of global kills around the map.
It's possible. I would say it's too low cooldown. It's more like a side thought. You'd probably want something that's directly effective for Sunstrikes for the start of the game, like a stun.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'd say it for that reason, but it could combo, definitely.
Think of it more like if you want Void, it makes Invoker look just a little bit less shitty.
I would agree.
That's true.
Yep.
And yeah, well, we were gonna say like those Naga combos, but
Yep.
she will be left out.
So the first pick here, coming for Vici after the last secret ban. So
We pretty much settled on this idea of looking for the unbeatable core, right? The Omni Knight's still in. That's probably the biggest question I would say for Team Secret, if they want to leave that or not.
it's true. Very effective as an offlaner.
Interested if anyone's going to be picking up the Undying, who's had a semi-successful run here.
And the ability draft looks great.
He's
Very
been banned
good.
a lot, actually, in a lot of the games I've seen.
I think I've seen Vici Gaming run some Undying strats before with a lot of aggression, so could be up for grabs here.
He's definitely viable.
Disruptor, also big name for me as well.
Oh,
in this
that's
series.
actually really tempting to take here as Vici.
Yeah. Very safe opener.
Yeah.
You know, a support that can really work with any style of draft.
Yeah, I feel like even when Disruptor lost games, there was never a game where Disruptor didn't get a lot of stuff done
Yeah.
Right.
consistently.
Silences are also relatively rare in these pools, so having a big AoE silence like that is just a rare utility.
Sure. It's almost as good as Smoke Cloud.
Yeah, great ability. That's why
almost.
Ricky's strong, guys. Smoke Cloud.
Smoke Cloud.
Smoke Cloud is good, yes.
Think about it.
They don't know. They canceling headsets. They didn't hear us talk about abilities.
Well,
It's a ability draft casting inside joke. Kind of hard to.
yeah, maybe I
Branch
went
that
too
one.
far on that one, but sorry about that. You know what I would like to see, though? Is this hero Disrupt? Oh! Called that one. Good
So-
job, me.
The only problem, I guess you could say, is that we talked so much about just like cores. It felt like the team that was picking their core first that just, they sniped it out of the pool and they're like, how are they going to deal with this now? Because, you know, X counter that you usually see isn't here in the pool. So it kind of felt like the supports were getting punished, but Disrupted, I would say, doesn't necessarily fall into that camp. Though the times he was being punished, as we see a beautiful Team Secret logo with that American flag behind it, which must be why Puppy's so into the America
It
and all
is.
these draft choices. But the support first, like Disruptor, he kept getting a support partner that was like Pudge and was really hard to execute any sort of a gank.
Okay.
Blocking that sign. All right, there you go.
Wrecked by production.
Got him. You know who's great against Disruptor? Techies.
How so?
Just pick him. Just pick him. You know.
And then we put Slacks on the grand final panel.
just do it. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of options here that we can think about. It'd be a lot easier if I could remember what heroes were in the pool. But
That's true.
for me, it's all about looking at Puppy's strong gaze on this hero.
You know, I will say, Slacks, I wouldn't mind seeing one Techies game.
Oh, it's probably not going to happen.
It's
yet.
okay once.
Come on, baby.
Ooh, Ogre. I didn't even see him in there.
I think we mentioned him once, briefly,
nice
but we
roaming
moved
forward.
on probably to
we
started
just-
talking about techies for no reason kind of a thing.
Hey!
But Ogre makes a lot of sense. He's been one of the popular supports being picked in first phase, sometimes banned in first phase. And Bloodlust on any hero is going to make them carry harder. So even if you have a hero pick that maybe isn't super viable, throw a Bloodlust and it kind of changes the whole strength level. So it's
Early
good
Doom
opener.
pick.
The Chinese Doom. One of the scariest things out there.
I mean, these two heroes alone give you a lot of lockdown to start your draft with, so pretty well positioned for Vici.
Heck yeah.
So now they've seen the Bloodlust. They've seen the OD. Are they feeling confident enough to still go for the Medusa? The big hero.
I mean, that sounds really good. I mean, Medusa plus Bloodlust.
I mean for Vici, sorry. Against
Against the OD.
OD in the
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a great counter. I mean, prevent the orb and the hero is basically worthless. I mean, not worthless, but has severely limited if you can't use the orb. So,
I love Medusa. It's like watching those old Power Rangers, you know, when you know that he's just going to kill the guy with the sword, and you're just waiting for the sword to come out.
Yep.
And there it is.
Oh,
Medusa.
Oh, boy!
now
Wow.
there's
Good thing we
obviously-
have this different mode so you guys can see some new
Yeah.
heroes.
There
no
are,
problem.
There are some negatives having Medusa against OD. Obviously, every hit that she gets hit by with Arcane Orb, she loses Int, which is less mana. And if she gets Sanity's Eclipse, right off the bat, she's going to lose a lot of mana, which is effectively a huge nuke. So if in the right moments, they already have a good solution against Medusa with the OD. But, you know, things like Stone Gaze are still problematic. And
Her
farm
talent.
levels.
The talent for Medusa made that a lot better now too. With there's just like that plus 800 mana. Obviously,
Oh,
is-
yeah.
it's nice to get so much mana without any int change.
And here's another solution for Secret. They can just mana leak her, use a Force Staff, and she loses how much mana she has based on the percentage of mana she has. So in some ways, maybe Medusa might just need something like a BKB this game. Not really a place you want to be, or or they could just win team fights somehow.
Hey, there's a hero we haven't seen very much of so far.
that's true. Not really a traditional Infest Bomb carrier on this squad, but maybe a couple left in the pool. Could we hold the draft here so we can evaluate the remaining heroes, please?
Yeah, you know, we'll get there. But, you know who's a great delivery hero?
Production, please. Can we go back to the draft and stay here? Thank you.
So a great hero for delivery on Lifestealer. It's techies. You use Suicide on top of him with the Lifestealer in
That's,
him,
you
and
know,
then it cleans it up.
You
It's,
need more
That's
damage.
valid. That's the most valid.
is it? That's as much damage as you could possibly get. Here we go. It's Void.
Okay, I like the Void pick a lot. Bash against Lifestealer is pretty needed because both Medusa and Doom are a little limited against Lifestealer in some ways. They can't Doom everybody, so...
How do you see the lanes for Vici? Is this like a one Void, off-lane Doom, mid-Medusa?
Could be support Doom, could be core. Core Doom has been more popular lately. They could do like dual lanes, definitely. Doom +1, Void plus Disruptor would be all right. Kind of just depends where Ogre happens to pressure. So once we know a couple more of the picks, know what the matchups are, we'll better know where the Ogre needs to help, therefore where Disruptor might go to offset him, things like that. So it's a little hard to predict right now based on the heroes they have.
Man, they have so much team fight.
Yeah,
Just
they
like
really do.
Chrono with Stone Gaze, everything looks pretty good.
Even Glimpse too. But I do feel like the carry power between Lifestealer and OD is really strong. They can definitely overpower their opponents if they find the right engagements.
Yeah, Marana's arrow to set up all that big team fight, get a nice pick, and then that person just instantly goes down.
Yeah.
I think Murano is also one of the better picks left for Secret, honestly. The off-lane pool doesn't look that fantastic. She has a natural delivery system. Anyone else they could have grabbed wouldn't have been that good, other than like maybe Shaker, but then he needs a blink.
Yeah, they're looking at an offlane hero potentially. So
Okay, don't laugh,
Enigma?
techies.
but I'm telling you, techie. All right, so when Marana's team is invisible, they walk over a mine and make some noise. No more
That's
Gankarinos.
great.
I'm telling you, it's the
That's-
pick. Unlimited mana from Outworld. You got an instant initiation with Lifestealer, and you stop the Marana. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna happen right here.
The only reason I think this is partially right is because there's not a lot of picks left.
I mean, you think that's better than Enigma? You take
You're
techies
actually
over
listening
Enigma?
to this?
It's the Lifestealer bomb thing is a valid-ish point. I don't think techies is going to do great in the offlane. That's for sure. Like Disruptor and Marana can both clear mines very easily in the early game, so it's super limited. Like that's the issue. Against good players, you can't get techies off the ground very easily in the first couple levels, in my opinion.
Come on, puppers.
I mean, the typical offlaners that aren't even really typical is something like Undying, but I don't want to lane Undying against Medusa or Doom. It's
Could you
terrible.
utilize Avenge here? And okay, there it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just do
They
some
got
kind of
dual
a
off-lane.
Yeah, dual offlane, kind of tri-lane potentially
Yep,
is
I
what
like
they
that a
need
lot.
to do.
All right, I'm done.
Okay, boys. Well, we are going to need some predictions here for this final series. Which draft are you liking better here, Purge?
I think I'm going to go with Secret, I guess. Not very confident, but I think I'll go with Secret. I think they can make their lanes work a little bit better. I feel like their aggression will be more effective. Vici needs some time to farm, so I'll say Secret.
A foolish, noob-like mistake. If there's one thing I've learned in my life, never trust Avenge in any position, carry or support. Never trust it.
Okay.
These boys all the way. Let's go.
All right, Vici for Slacks.
I do like the fact that Secret doesn't really have to play around too many like huge team fight spells or anything like that, whereas Vici, of course, we're going to be playing around that kind of classic style. So hopefully Secret doesn't get too much split push going on, because I also am going to go with Vici Gaming.
And I as well. I think the team fight will be successful in game 1, but we still shall see. With that said, we've got 2 casters. You know them, you love them. It's Suns Fan and Cinderin for this Grand Finals cast.
Thank you very much for that beautiful throw, Zyori. I'm really sad we don't get to see a Techies soon. I know.
Yeah, I
Slash
love
really
casting Techies games. That's actually the hardest game I've ever cast.
Please tell us about it. Tell us about your worst experience in Dota.
So, first of all, I hate Slacks. So, if he likes Techies, that is
Makes
already
sense.
bad.
Yeah, of course.
I have to hate it for that reason. No, I cast a game back at ESL something. I think it was in Frankfurt, I believe. It was one of the old Secret iterations, and they were playing a Tusk Techies game. And the Techies team got ahead at 15 minutes in, and I was like, how do I analyze the situation? The team that's behind, get a gem, hope you find the mines. If you don't, you can't play the game.
You can talk
and then
about
I
the
sat
damage.
that for 15 minutes, and then they lost.
You forgot to mention damage.
Yeah.
Has a lot of damage.
Techies?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that was the old Techies. It's a bit different now, but Techies is not even in the game, so how about we talk about the game instead?
Oh, okay, sure. Let's look at the heroes again, if we could get a quick gander at that. I actually agree with Slacks, as much as I hate to say it. The Venge has been very underwhelming in Captain's Draft as a whole. But
one good game, I think.
I don't remember it.
Vici played a dual lane with Paparazzi on Venge. They played a dual lane off lane that worked
Okay.
pretty well.
But this, I believe Puppy's playing this, right?
Yes, I think so. It is a support. It is a support Venge, so they're playing Core Ogre.
I like it.
Interesting.
I mean, we saw a mid Dazzle yesterday. How does Core Ogre fare compared to the mid Dazzle?
I like Core Ogre more, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
as an offlaner.
He's hard to kill. I mean, it makes sense.
He's pretty tanky in the offlane. He has some decent talents to go with it. Like, he can get GPM. He can actually get a 90 damage talent on level 15, which is not like fantastic, but it's something.
That's not fantastic? That sounds great.
You're still Ogre. That's the hero's main limitation, is that you're Ogre. But you get
biggest
fast
strength
levels
as well, though.
You get fast levels up in Bloodlust, which is obviously nice. Like when you're playing in the core position, you have the sustainability in lane, and you can itemize a lot of the utility items that you like your offlaner to buy. Like you can get a Blink Dagger to initiate with a stun. You can get Force Staff. You can get auras on that hero, and even get the Spirit Vessel if his team wants one of those. So I think putting Ogre Core and Venge support in this game, I think there's a bigger reason for it than all of that, though. And I think that's the Venge needs to save in Chronosphere this game. So if you put a core Venge in that role, you're basically swapping out a core to kill a core. And you would way rather swap out a support and have that hero die instead of losing a core.
Yep,
so
that definitely makes sense. Young 11 is going to find the entirety of Team Secret. Magic Missile, Illuminate is there. Luckily for him, he does have a triple leap. He gets extremely low, has to force a tango. And we'll go straight back to base, I'm sure. Lots of aggression already to start this game.
It's actually a pretty big loss for Young 11, what happened there, even though he survived. Let's see how fast he regens. I'm debating whether he would have been better off dying there. Let's see how long this takes. He's going to get back to Fountain with like 10 seconds. He's going to miss the creep wave, actually, at this rate. So, but you know, it's like the instinct you have. You don't want to die. But to be honest, there's quite a few situations in Dota, especially very early on in the game, where sometimes it's better to just die as the offlaner. Like you get some sort of creep experience and gold. Right now, the whole bottom lane is just fully under Secret's control. This time, Mirana will not be able to cut and pull the wave. She doesn't have any way of manipulating it with spells such as Cogs or Fissure. So she is already really far behind down here. And this leap cooldown is so long. He has one leap. Now he has the first one.
Yeah. Can we, in the audience here, who is rooting for Team Secret? Can we get some cheers? Oh. And how about Vici Gaming? I mean, it's not too far off.
60-40.
Yeah, 60-40. I would say about the same as well.
40.
So Fada and Yapso are going to be in the top lane here, the off lane, if you will, against Paparazzi and Fenrir. And like you talked about, I mean, typically we see Ogre as a support hero, very tanky, and he's still tanky as an off lane. But he's going to he's going to actually get the farm now.
The secret is actually really strong.
Yeah, I don't know how you kill Fata in this lane.
No, you can't really. I very much like this laning from Secret. So we didn't really talk about who my favorite is. I think in Captain's Draft, Vici Gaming's lineup is probably a little bit stronger. Just we've seen these late game lineups do better because it's harder to hit regular timings. They definitely have late game in space with Medusa, Void, and Doom. And Secret's, especially the Doom, I feel like could be a pretty big problem for them to deal with. But we'll see. At least the laning for Secret so far, this top lane is going well. But the other matchups for Vici Gaming are pretty good. Medusa versus OD, I think, is Medusa favorite in the start. And Mirana, who was having a really tough start, is at least getting something now in bottom lane.
And Puppy trying to
great,
deny to the best of his ability. Still, Mirana only level 1, so no arrow. Nothing for Puppy to really worry about too much. As Bata again. So in terms of Ogre, I know we don't see a lot of Ogre off lane, but itemization, is there anything we should be watching out for? Or is it more of the same, we're just going to be getting farm a little bit more quickly than we're used to? As Young 11 forced to leap again, magic missiles there. Looks like Puppy's going to steal that bounty, and the other one as well. So rough times here for Vici's Mirana.
Yeah, they got all 4 bounties in that cycle. That's pretty rare, but this happens in any game mode, really. It's not like the end of the world, but helps snowball a nice and quick early laning stage here for Team Secret to get that control going. Ogre's itemization, I think Urn is a very good choice. Probably going to get Soul Ring. Well, he is getting Soul Ring first. That is queued up. If they put the Urn on Venge instead, you know, I'm just trying to think about what counters this dire lineup. Maybe Solar Crest for his OD would be really nice. This game against both Medusa and Void. If he gets really farmed and has a perfect laning stage, maybe you go like Midas, so you actually scale with your team, because Ogre is, let's be real here, really bad at farming.
Yeah.
So you can try to offset that disadvantage and then get Midas and then into whatever items your team needs. Maybe Linken's later would be nice, but that's far away. For now, Fata is in a lot of trouble.
Yep, the Thunder Strike's applied. He's inside Kinetic Field. Lan M, level 2 Doom with Paparazzi's right click. He's going to time walk in there. There's the Infernal Blade. This looks to be the first blood potentially. Is he going to juke around the trees? He's going to try to buy the TP, but no mana at all. Pops the salve, in fact, and looks to be a waste in the end as the Thunderbolt or the Thunder Strike will be there. And Fenrir gets first blood for Vici Gaming. Although Fata did finish his Soul Ring before he died.
Yeah, he made them work for it. Took some extra time. Probably not worth the salve in the end, but still not too bad for them. Still, Vici Gaming happy to get that first blood for Fenrir. He has a tendency in these games where he's on Disruptor to get really good levels. They're putting a lot of priority into Disruptor having a good early game. So almost already level 3. He's looking to get a pull off here. He's been sharing the lane with Paparazzi most of the time. And well, actually having a look at bottom here, Puppy and Young 11 are starting to fight it a little bit here. 2 leaps are available. Probably both of them will be forced out here.
Yeah, the magic missiles there, though.
Well, he's saving one.
Yeah, they're not going to pursue any further. Puppy pulling that wave. And it is bounty rune time yet again. We'll see how many times, or how many secret bounties this time around. Looks like they only get 3 out of 4. Not too bad, actually.
Nope.
They've been controlling the runes pretty decently so far.
Their laning is definitely going the way they would want. Maybe a little bit of a better time for mid 1 would be nice, but
yeah, Ace it's dominating the CS right now, 26 and 10.
He has the easiest lane in the game. Once again, this disadvantage that Mirana started at, and just innately playing Mirana offlane against dual lane is really hard. So Ace will be having a great time, whereas they pressured this Void in the opposite safe lane at least a bit with their Caudal Ogre. Young 11 is going to get a D-Ward down here, actually. Something that isn't talked about too much, but getting D-Wards gives 100 experience. Very helpful for your offlaner, and especially the supports early on in the game. We've got Young 11 up to level 4 at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was very underleveled only, I want to say, a minute ago. He's picked up at least 2 since then. Mid 1 completely out of mana. The Mystic Snake completely destroys him. Lan M is here with the Infernal Blade. A couple right clicks. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough to finish him off, but he will be forced out of lane nonetheless. Fought in the meantime in the top lane. Takes down an Ignite. Of course, no Fire Blast as of yet.
Oh, I love Ogre.
How much armor does he have again? 8?
8, right.
8 base armor?
8 armor and stout shield.
Pretty good. He's going to get glimpsed into the kinetic field. Looks like Lan M is here to play as well. Infernal Blade. That's a great skill to have against a tanky hero. And down goes Fata for the second time this game. The Illuminate not quite enough. As the time walk heals back Paparazzi.
So one factor we haven't covered that much is the impact that Caudal is going to have in this game. We've been talking a lot about the great late game of Vici Gaming. Mana Leak is a really good spell against Medusa. I don't know if they mentioned it on the panel, but it's one of the classic counters against this hero, even though Medusa, you know, has these talents where she gets like more mana now. Caudle's mana leak is percentage based on movement. So more mana means more mana burn. It gives Secret a fighting chance against the Medusa even if she gets farmed. They also have the OD Arcane Orb later to steal away the intelligence. So
Yep.
what I'm
Fully
getting at here is
expect,
YapzOr is getting a lot of levels, and that is important that Caudle has a good game here for the success.
So is this a 4-step Ags game for Yaps?
Yeah, I think so.
As per norm. I mean, Lanam's doing a pretty decent job of making the jungle a little bit more difficult, the AUI strat, if you will.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know if I can give you a percentage on it, but I feel like in the vast majority of games, this is the best I've built on Caudle. Sometimes you can skip the 4-step and go straight Ags.
There's a glimpse. We've seen this once or twice before. Stuck inside the kinetic field again. Lan M started out with an Infernal Blade. There's another puppy. He's here for backup, and that's going to be enough for Vici.
YapzOr.
What, the Illuminate?
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to help you guys fight. Oh, I got 3 CS.
Why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone? That sounds good to me. I mean, YapzOr is one of those players, we talk about how great he is, but the teams he's been on, they allow him to get this much farm as well. The strategy, like, you played with him, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why I'm laughing
For
at it.
God's sake.
Because I remember a lot of moments like this, and it's, you know, I've had games where I'm like position 5, I'm like, okay, YapzOr, I'm pretty close to Blink, and he's playing this jungle part, and he's like, come on, Sind, I'm 300 gold away from my E-Blade after I got Yuel's Ags and Blink. Like, come on, man, can you buy 2 wards? He's very greedy. He's been molded differently in Secret, though. He's contributing a lot more to the supporting. I think it was a necessity for them because Puppy is not one of the most selfless 5s exactly either. He has pretty greedy games too and is used to playing with a bit more stuff in some games. So they have changed their approach a little bit. But yeah, YapzOr, if you could choose a support in the world, or at least one of them, to have great farm on and know they will deliver with farm, he is very good at playing that style of support, which is, it's obviously a skill to utilize farm properly on supports. So he's very good at that.
What do we think of Lifestealer this game, just a lineup versus lineup in terms of mid to late game? We don't really have an Infest Bomb, at least not a traditional one.
I don't like his chances this game, I'll be honest. I think
it's a weird game because Medusa is pretty freaking good against Lifestealer.
Yeah, I think Secret picked it based on necessity. Like, it felt like there wasn't any better option left. But in a Captain's Mode game, I'll almost guarantee you that no team wants to pick Lifestealer into Medusa, Doom, and Void. It's like 3 heroes that are generally regarded as pretty good counters. So definitely not the ideal game for Ace, but you know, if you have a free game like this, even if you have bad matchups, you can often offset some of the problems with good itemization. So we're going to see what he does. He's actually going for an armlet this game against Doom. That can backfire. But most of the time we see Lifestealer get this item almost no matter what, except maybe against Ancient Apparitions Ice Blast. Oh, land him.
Yeah, he's in a bit of trouble.
Chase.
Pops the Scorch Earth, so he's pretty tanky overall. Looks like Puppy might have another Magic Missile coming up at the Ignite.
Oh,
Fire Blast,
sticks.
a Chronosphere onto 3 heroes. Don't know if they'll be able to get any kills out of this. Looks like YapzOr will be the first to fall. Mystic's Nate coming through as well. Look at that damage onto Puppy. That's a 2nd kill for Vici Gaming. And now Fata is the one on the run. The tables have turned. Lan M invisible right now, looking for a potential one last Infernal Blade, and that is a 3rd kill for Vici Gaming with a 5-0 lead.
That was beautiful.
Minutes.
That I can totally understand why Secret got baited into that. I thought they had that Doom kill for sure, but last second stick charges into 3-man Chrono from Paparazzi. Very nicely done from Vici Gaming, getting those kills. Fortunately for Secret, there's no structural damage being done, but obviously the mental damage. We almost had him, and then we died 3. And then Fata wrote whoops.
I have a mechanic question for you. You know when I ask you questions you don't know the answer to? I have one of those, I think.
Oh, lovely.
When OD gets Hurricane Pike and uses
know.
it on Medusa, will he be out of range of Stone Gaze? As we see a potential action here. Rage is popped by Ace. Let you ponder that for a minute.
If he uses
what the horse happens if that occurs?
If he uses Pike at max range, I think he is.
Okay,
It's pretty
I'll
close.
take your word for it.
It's pretty close at least. He should be out of range, right?
I would guess yes, but I wasn't
I would
100%
say
sure.
He is.
Okay. If we see that, then we know that Sinner doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yep. Most of the time I just, roll with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, forgot to say, introduction of Sir Action stats in this finals. We had it last year, people loved it, and we brought it back. People actually hated it, but we're going to make them suffer with us.
Why?
Mid 1 invisible right now on the OD. Looks like some pressure will be applied to this tier 1 mid as Puppy TP's in for support. Lanham still looking for that level 6 Tome of Knowledge. Not sure if it's still available to purchase or if they've already distributed it to another.
They're going to go for this Ori kill here.
And we have
Vanish into Illuminate.
and lots of damage coming through. Magic missiles there. Do they have enough right-click damage with mid-1? Looks like Yapzor and Puppey are taking up the brunt of the damage right now. Down goes Puppey, another banish. With the Illuminate, you have to think this will be enough to get the kill, and it is. So it's a 1-for-1. If you're a Vici gaming fan, at least he got a kill before he died. Could have been worse.
Imagine if you had a point stone
Fenrir,
gaze there.
Fenrir, oh! Meanwhile, Paparazzi getting the nice time lock. RNG in his favor right now as Ace
he has Chrono
shows
too.
for the first time in the top lane. And like you said, Chrono is available to use. There it goes. Doesn't look like so. Some support coming through, though. Very nicely done from Yapzor. Spata gets the fire or the ignite.
Oh, that was the end of his ultimate duration. That was like really clutch. 1 second later, and I think the spirit form was ending. Then he can't blind there. It's probably a kill. Just on the end of that, yeah, calculated at the right time.
A nice mana pod cancel there from Fata. He is surrounded by 3 heroes right now, getting chased, but again, very tanky Ogre Magi.
I do want to say that this thing that just happened in mid is kind of an omen of what could happen in this game. How hard they struggled to kill that Medusa without mana leak. They ran in with 3 heroes, had good positioning, layered their spells correctly, and still Ori got a kill.
Paparazzi already used Time Walk, but here's the Moonlight Shadow. And they do not have vision to actually finish him off, but they do force an ult out from that Mirana.
Yeah, so it's like, Buffy, please buy dust. I'm 4,000 gold away from Aghanims.
Fata TP's out in the bot lane. I'm still looking for that Doom ability. We talked about this yesterday with the scalability of Doom nowadays. Are we going to be seeing a Midas? Doesn't look like he has that. I mean, I think yesterday we saw Earn Midas, didn't we? Wasn't that the first item?
That was an awfully Doom, right? So he got a lot more farm.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if it's the right choice in this game. I feel like Vici doesn't need to go that greedy. They already have pretty greedy cores in Void Medusa, right? So Doom can just play more of a timing in the next 10 minutes where he's strong, and then he can expect to get carried more later on. So I would like to see Lanham getting more value items. Like this Urn is nice. Force Staff, I think, is a really good item against Secret's lineup, which we could see the Doom pick up in this game. Looks like he's queuing up Vessel for now. As we have a tower trade, I believe. Ori got the tower and Ace got the tower. So the 2 carries, or 2 of the cores rather, getting the last hits.
All right, here's a prediction for you.
Okay.
We got Void, level 15 talent.
Yes.
100 time lock damage or 300 health. At first when this came out, I was like, there's no way people do not get 100 time lock damage. It's way too good. You have to get that. But I've been seeing 300 health probably more often. Maybe like a 70-30, I want to say. This game, with his position 1, are you expecting the time lock?
I think time lock damage is good in this game. Arguably, the reason the health talent is so good is that if it's the difference between life and death on Void, 300 health can be 1,500 health, you know what I mean? Because then he gets the time walk off. But since Medusa is the frontliner and is more likely to get jumped on, maybe it's better for the Void to just be this like follow through that gets kills. He's going to go on mid-1.
Bottom, Young 11 looking for the potential arrow, will connect, and that should be a kill onto mid-1. Paparazzi getting credit for that one. 7-1 advantage for Vici, but only a 1K net worth lead right now.
Still think they are very happy. If they could see the state of the game, I don't think they would change their approach at all. If the gold is even come minute 30, I massively favor Vici Gaming in this game, unless we see something magical out of the Caudle, who they don't actually have the best answers for, so I guess that's something to think about for Vici Gaming, and might become apparent later on that they need an item that deals with Caudle, so that maybe Doom gets a Shadow Blade or Blink Dagger and just gets in the backline and messes with Caudle, or maybe you dedicate your Mirana to zone him out, something like that. Because Yapzor is getting a lot of farm. He has 2nd highest CS in his team, 84 minute 14.
A lot of those are jungle creeps. A lot of those little babies in the jungle, they don't count as full creeps.
They definitely give less gold. Caudle is significantly worse than he used to be for that reason. Get rewarded way less.
Oh, man, and he gets the Doom off on the Lifestealer, who's dealing a lot of damage, but won't be able to get the kill. Looks like Vici Gaming are TPing in, but that beautiful Illuminate onto 3 heroes, but the glimpse is there onto the Lifestealer. Ace in quite a bit of peril. Nice swap out. This is going to be close. Not able to get the deny, though. Lanham getting credit for that kill. And now Yapzor has to get his horse out of here. He's surrounded again, though. He gets that point booster, making it slightly tankier, but not tanky enough this time.
They committed all of their saves that they had available there to try to save Ace, and when it doesn't work, the fight's just lost. They use Blinding Light, they use Swap, there's nothing left in the tank, so full disengage mode. 2 kills for Vici Gaming, and now they're farming this Ancient stack.
Yes,
it's already, it's looking grim for Secret. It's only 3k gold, right? But I feel like this game at this point is somewhat predictable. The team fight ability of Secret's lineup, Perch was talking about how they had a good chance of getting a good laning stage, and I definitely agree with that. Like we saw some signs that the lanes could go well, but Vici have stabilized very well and got all of their cores off to a good start after that Mirana had to go all the way back to base. She's still having a very nice impact relative to that Ogre of Secret's Ogre. Ogre currently yet to contribute to a kill. Mirana's been part of 5.
Yeah, I think other than the Coddle, which you brought up quite a few times just because Yapster's going to be getting a lot of farm, OD's probably the most important hero for this team.
Yes, it is. And he is not having that good of a
We have
time.
an off-lane Ogre. We kind of know what to expect from him, right? It's not like anything's going to be debuted here for the first time in Dota 2. And then Lifestealer, who's already essentially countered by so many heroes, just kind of that one-dimensional right clicker that gets kited to a high degree. And then Venge, who's historically, again, in Captain's Draft, at least for this season, actually the last 2 at least, has not found much success in smaller pools for whatever reason. So that OD, a lot of pressure on mid 1 this game.
I still think the Venge was a good pick, though. They were just in a really difficult position when they had to pick any hero at that point. Oh, Lana, Mana Leak bottom. Good damage. Recall in ace. That would be a nice kill for
Easy
Secret.
kill.
And we might see them try to take this approach to the game now. So, well, actually, Paparazzi does have a Shadow. I was just about to talk
Ori in
about
the top
that.
lane. Do they have vision? There's the Astral Imprisonment. Fenrir's here to play, along with Paparazzi. They're trying to go for mid 1. Looks like the Chronosphere is there. Ori with the right clicks on the sidelines. And this is going to be enough to take out that OD yet again. So a nice turnaround from Vici, despite losing the Doom in the bot lane.
I was going to say Secret probably wants to play split push at this point, just a Coddle split push, try to isolate heroes. Oh, actually, Fata's going to die top here, maybe. Oh, leap into the stun. There is the time dilation. One more hit from Mirana should do it now.
This. They're going to
he
go
didn't get a
pretty
chain
high.
lightning proc.
They're going to get that damage, but here comes Puppy with the TP, Magic Missile, along with Yapsor on this Coddle. What can they actually do? A lot of Mana Leak coming into action. You get Young 11 TPs away. Won't be able to stop
they don't
that.
have detection.
And that Shadow Blade is rough stuff for Secret.
That's rough, man. They've been playing against Moonlight Shadow for quite a while, and neither of their supports had a dust there. That could have been a void kill, and that's pretty big for them. Instead, he gets out. Ori takes the tower in the meantime. Secret kind of get nothing there for their efforts. And at this point, okay, so your Secret, you want to play split push, right, with your Coddle. You want to push waves, you want to see if you can isolate heroes when they go and defend and push out waves on the other side and then recall in and outnumber and get kills. The problem is when Void isn't showing, it's actually a really dangerous playstyle now that he has Shadow Blade. I think this is perfect itemization so far by Paparazzi. A really big fan of Shadow Blade in this game. And, you know, a lot of other players maybe, oh, I'm safe lane Void, I'm farming a lot, I'll go Battle Fury. I think this is the right balance when you have a Medusa safe lane or mid lane. You don't go too greedy. It's getting the right utility here, and Vici Gaming looking to make a move at this point. Actually, with Chronosphere on cooldown, interestingly, they choose to smoke. This might make it unpredictable for Secret. Oh, and they find a little bit of a blessing here.
Indeed, the double damage on Paparazzi glowing very brightly blue. They're going to run right into Ace. Doom is applied. Arrow will not connect. Ace should just be able to run away here. The Courier taking some damage with a nice fortification. Mid 1 there with the Astral Imprisonment, and it looks like Vici Gaming now wants to run away. Inside the Static Storm Kinetic Field combination. Doom still applied to Ace, about to run out. They're going to turn their sights onto Fenrir. That's going to be an easy kill for Secret. With that Moonlight Shadow, the question is, do they have more vision? Doesn't look like that's the case. They're running in every which way, kind of separating out. Ori has the Stone Gaze available. Chronosphere onto 3 heroes, and this Maelstrom Arrow is going to finish off the OD. It's a 2-for-1 overall. Make it 3 for Vici Gaming, and Fata looks to be next on the list. And Vici are absolutely dominating this game, 15-3. And it's funny because Ace is the lone survivor, and he was the one that was initiated on with the Doom.
Thanks, Lex.
Great statistic. Thank you.
Yeah. Did they just say 99% of heroes that are doomed are killed? And that was the one guy who didn't die that fight.
That's definitely an accurate stat.
Nice, that's Lex. All right, so I guess the next 99 dudes will kill. Aegis going the way of Ori, and looking to be a very, very good next 10 minutes for Vici Gaming, unless Secret finds some sort of way of smoking in, getting an opening, and activating mainly their OD, who's just really struggling to get a foothold in this game. He has the drums and 2 no talismans 20 minutes in. No Force Staff, no Blink Dagger, no BKB on the horizon for him.
Can we click on Ogre real quick? Fata has been changing his mind about his item build
he was going
a lot.
Ags, now he's going
I wanted to
Blade.
have a discussion about the Ags, because I think it's just a horrible Ags, but we can have the discussion later. He wanted to go Ags, then Force Staff, is now switching up to Shadow Blade. Do you think this is the right choice this game? Does it really matter that much with an Ogre?
It allows them to use an Infest Bomb, at least.
That's a good point.
It's something that their lineup is really lacking. It's hard for Lifestealer to really get into the fight. Unless he gets a Shadow Blade himself, he can't really reliably get in on one of these heroes on the backline. So if that was one of the things we talked about at the start of the game, right? Like, Ogre will just buy whatever your team needs. The hero doesn't scale very well. It doesn't need anything because it's very tanky by itself. So you can buy a little bit of crazy stuff like this.
Illusion will not fool Vici this time around.
Well, in a way,
There's
it
a
might.
smoke. Puppy gets the Howl Terror off.
He's running in, man.
Yeah, he's doing the usual Puppy business here. Static field, or kinetic field, not able to hold Fata. Illuminate comes in.
Well, that's a really good
connecting
stat.
on one.
Thank you, Slacks.
What did Slacks do this time?
I don't know. He posted a picture of dust and then some sort of alien language from the future.
Great. Well, Vici
Ogre's
Gaming
in trouble.
inside Secret's jungle. Fata half HP already. Looks like the stun's going to be applied to Young 11, able to
Doom
leap out
again.
in time. Doom again onto Ace. All he can do is run at this point. Fata
Great
with the first
Chrono
sacrifice.
again.
Chrono onto 2. It catches the Doom, but that's okay. That's going to be the second death of Secret and another one for mid 1. Yapzor next. Puppy able to TP out. No, the stun at the last moment. That's 4 kills again for Vici. 8K lead, 21 minutes in the game.
Vici are playing so well this tournament in general. I've been very impressed. I remember watching some of Paparazzi's games a couple of months back, and I was like, this guy is a bit inconsistent. He's making weird decisions, overextending. He's become much more disciplined in his spell casting and decision making. And across all games I've seen, he had a crazy Weaver game yesterday against OG. This game on Void, every single Chrono, I think he hits the maximum number of targets.
Including his teammate that time, but
Well, he had to.
I know.
He's been in 16 out of 19 kills on a safe lane Void. His itemization has been perfect. I'm very impressed with the growth, I would say, of Vici Gaming's core players. Both Ori and Paparazzi, for me, are two of the flat-out just best core players we've seen in this tournament. Maybe the best in their respective roles across the games on average.
And
So
it's interesting.
no wonder
'cause,
they're doing so well.
Yeah, Vici, they've kind of off and on, and I want to say in the last 6 months, they've lost a lot to Newbie, but they did beat them 3-2 in the best of 5 qualifier finals for Captain's Draft, and we're seeing why. They are quite dominant so far in this first game of the finals.
And I think they've learned a lot just throughout this tournament. I think after day 1, Vici and Secret both adjusted their drafting style a little bit and very quickly picked up on the little bit they were behind in the groups. Obviously, we saw Mineski winning the group with these 2 teams in, and now they're both in the finals, so maybe he got inspired a little bit by something Mineski did, and maybe a bit by each other. Mid lane, mid 1.
Oh boy.
He has a 4-step now, so should be able to
that's a start.
Oh, unless this happens.
The glimpse into, whoop, all
Good
right.
Astro for now. He's in trouble now.
Nicely done for now, but he gets swapped at the last moment from Puppy, who gets destroyed right off the bat. Mid 1's going to get destroyed as well. That's 2 deaths in the blink of an eye for Vici. And it doesn't look like this dominance will be slowing down anytime soon.
Fest bomb.
The Fata bomb.
I feel like I'm watching a pub game right now. No detection, Ogre Shadow Blade with Lifestealer and Fest. This brings back memories.
So do you prefer Shadow Blade to Blink Dagger in a situation like
I think so. I think it's the best item he can get. I just feel like Secret are in a really awful position right now. There's just not much to do. They're doing a pretty good job at casting their spells and trying to save heroes. It's just the odds are stacked against them, and the enemy team is just flat out just not making mistakes.
Yeah.
A lot of other teams in this situation that Vici are in will maybe give away a kill here or there, or forget to push out the lanes properly, or misuse their spells, but so far Vici you can barely put a finger on their playing this whole game.
I mean, the thing that makes this more grim in my eyes is that I think Vici's gaming is far better. Their lineup is far better late game.
Yeah, I agree.
Not to, like we talked about Medusa and Void ad nauseum, but you have the Doom that we talked about again. He just picked up Midas, so he's ensuring that it doesn't matter how long this game goes, he's going to be super farmed, especially once he gets that Devour bonus goal at 15. 6 seconds left on that Aegis, so Ori won't have that to play with, but we'll be going for Hurricane Pike.
They don't give Vision Slacks, they give True Sight.
I don't even know what to say anymore. Young 11 jumps in on the Puppy. See the Spirit Vessel applied, and that is a very easy kill. So 22-3, Secret getting completely dumpstered in game 1, at least so far. Now, is there any hope this game for Secret? Like, what can they possibly do to get back in this one?
They just need to change the kill score right now. I think that's the most
Flip-flop it?
No, just fix the memes immediately.
I didn't even notice that, actually. Chat's probably going crazy.
Sure, the
right
fans are really happy about this. Yeah, I've been waiting for this all week. Finally, a game with 3-2-2.
Well, Monkey King Bar looks to be next on Ori's list of items to pick up. Won't even bother with the Hurricane Pike, unless it's in the courier.
Yeah, I don't really think he needs it. I like this. Like, if you're this tanky and this strong and you don't need to reposition yourself, it's like, who's going to run in and hit him, right? Like, Lifestealer, he just pops his ult, he doesn't care. This OD doesn't have Pike yet, so he can't even get himself in a good position to attack Ori. There's no real threat to this Medusa right now. I just don't see the hero dying unless they completely overwhelm her in like a 4-on-1. with no assistance nearby, which could actually happen right now if Secret were realizing this, but the moment it's already gone. Assistance is there, and now Secret are in trouble. There's going to be a glimpse here onto Puppy, I think.
He gets a magic missile up. We got Yapzor with the glimpse. The swap, it's kind of a mini one. Puppy trying to sacrifice his life, but Vici Gaming will not be tricked today. That's one dead, and looks like mid one is again going to be the second.
Well, they fixed the kill score.
They sure did, as looks like Ace is going to hightail out of here with that Spirit Vessel applied. Puppy looks like he's having a 1v1 battle with 11, and he will drop to the deck. So 3-0 in this mini exchange here for Vici. And Fata will dodge the arrow, but we'll see how long Secret can last in this game. I mean, Ace is, pretty farm. He has Deso, S&Y armlet. That's pretty damn good, but
he's doing well under the circumstances that he has. It is really difficult to play this game. It's like, you know, you have a lifesteal with 12,000 net worth, and he's been part of 2 kills minute 26. It's generally a tempo carry. There's just been no tempo found for Secret
here we
in
go.
this game.
We got a
all right, it is
fast
time.
bomb coming for you. It's on Young 11. There's the Fire Blast. Do they have enough damage? They do. He dies mid-animation.
1,000 gold for Ogre.
1,000 gold.
That's what you want to see. Now, Ogre is going to get some really value item with this 1,000 gold right now.
What do you go for? Do you just go Ultra Mobility for that Infest Bomb, Blink Dagger, and the Shadow Blade? Is that a thing? Force Staff, perhaps?
What do you go? I don't know. I'm really trying to think of something.
This feels
really
like that Dazzle mid-game right now.
Yeah, it really does. He's queuing up Ags right now as a potential option.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about
like
this.
Maybe get some more damage, you know? Like they need something that kills.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree. It's just options are kind of limited.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of Ags on Ogre? Am I a hater?
I think it's pretty bad most games when you're playing support Ogre, and that's kind of the only role the hero's played in. But the Ags itself in isolation is actually not that bad. Having extra stuns that can multicast and chain can be really powerful sometimes. You're going to see them go on Ori.
But there's the Stone Gaze, and that means Secret cannot fight, at least not yet. Ori's completely mana leaked.
They're going to go
stunned from it. There's the swap. Doom applied to Ace again. He's just going to continue to right-click. Ori is dead. 422 gold to Yapzor. Secret are going to continue the pressure. Static Storm applies, but Paparazzi pops the BKB, but to no avail. That's 3 dead. Vici Gaming getting chased. Look how fast Ace is, even with Doom on him. Another kill for Secret. Huge kills coming out, absolutely out of nowhere, and a tier 2 tower to boot.
And they identified the one play they have left. Find Medusa alone, mana leak her, blind her, swap her. I don't know if they even used a Force Staff there to drain all her mana. And then they get in and get the kill without counterplays being available. I think Chronosphere was on cooldown that time. Damn, they actually managed to force out a buyback. This is pretty big. Still a big lead for Vici Gaming, but if they somehow find this kill on Void, they could get Barracks soon.
Oh, Ace, he's going to find that Doom, but he blinks away to safety. The question is, will Secret continue the pressure? 25 seconds for Medusa to come back. There's a swap on a Paparazzi. He's going to time walk away. Can they kill us? It'll be a dieback. He is dead. 80 seconds. Vici Gaming, another buyback force, this time on Ori. Does not have Stone Gaze. I have no idea what's going on right now, but Secret have found some life in this.
Vici are losing their composure right now. All of these things should not be happening. Dusa gets killed on her own. They try to help her. They lose extra cores. They buy back a core. He gets in a position where he can get swap dies again. And Secret are just hoping for mistakes to come out from Vici. And they're giving the mistakes to them. They're actually letting them make these plays. And a Vici that have been playing perfectly the whole game, more or less, just slipped up big time the last 2 minutes and lost a big part of the advantage they had built. If they had buybacks right now on their heroes, I would still be like, okay, Vici's in a great position. But now that they've bought back both cores, any good play from Secret right now can flat out win them the game. Now they're going to go for this Roshan. Vici will not come and contest this. Secret, no, there's no Void for 30 seconds. All right, that's an alternative way of killing Roshan. I would not recommend it.
He was just too hideous to look at. They had to banish him. Well, they will get the free rush, like you said. The question is, who takes the Aegis? Either Ace or Mid-1. Mid-1's the one that's dying a lot.
Cheese too.
And he will take it. Oh, that's right. That is the second rush. I didn't even realize.
Okay, that's like the whole timing of the game just gone within the blink of an eye.
Yeah, 3K lead right now. It was close to 15,000 in favor of Vici. And just a couple deaths with those buybacks coming into play mean all the difference.
They're the kind of things that can happen in games. This is why you don't give up unless you, like, they didn't lose buildings yet. Vici hadn't invaded their base, and Secret just found this one very minor opening that they made so much out of. It's very impressive here that they managed to get away with this play. Now we'll see what Vici Gaming do, because now it's easy in Vici's position to get a little bit scared, right? Like, okay, we have no buybacks on our cores. Need to be really careful what we do here. And then if you get jumped and caught, you lose the game. But Vici are a very experienced team, so they are still going to play aggressive. They feel strong regardless, and will be going for a move of their own here with Smoke and Moonlight Shadow. Secret, having great vision with their wards, realize this is happening and will be backing off to base. And now, this is, you know, to many this might seem like a useless smoke or unsuccessful, right? They didn't start a fight, they didn't find anyone, but what they managed to do is they forced Secret back into their base, they placed an aggressive ward, and that will give them perhaps some information later that could win them a fight.
Yeah, only time
Gem
will
on
tell.
Doom. Oh,
What do you think of this build on Mirana this game?
I like it.
So you have two really hard right clickers in Void and Mirana. You got the tank in front with Medusa, obviously Doom utility. Pretty well balanced damage output.
Mirana deals a lot of damage in the Chronosphere as well. So if Medusa isn't in the greatest position, Young 11 can put a lot of pressure. This forces Secret to kind of account for all three cores. If you went more of a utility build on Mirana, she wouldn't be that big of a threat. You're like, oh, we isolate one of the other cores and kill them, and we're really far ahead in the fight. Mirana can fight back. The one thing I would like to see Vici Gaming get would be one Linken's maybe against this Caudle. I think this Mono League will continue to be a problem if they don't get BKB or Linken's on this Medusa.
Well, here's a question for you. A swap at somewhat close range, does that mana leaks, right? I'm pretty sure it does. Because it works for Rupture, same kind of mechanic. I think it's a certain range. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But
I know for Rupture it works 100%,
Yes.
because that is based on just the distance you travel, but I don't know if Mono League is distance traveled or distance moved. Do you get what I mean? It's like a difference.
yes, I do understand.
Okay.
And that's why I
mean,
brought it up, because
can't-
neither of us actually know the answer,
No,
which is
but
pretty typical.
I just need to make sure when I say something like remotely advanced that I got you on my side here.
Remotely advanced. Stop talking down to me. Well, 25-8 for Vici, but it's only a 3K lead, like we said. The Aegis on mid one right now. It's only going to last for another 2 minutes. The question is, does Secret want to force the issue, or are they going to use this time to try to get a little bit more map position, map control, and just farm?
Dire are scanning.
They need information, mainly. Both teams are cautious here. If Secret gets some sort of eyes on Vici Gaming's lineup, you'll see them move differently, but for now, it's like, all right, nobody's showing. Maybe Vici are in our jungle. Maybe they're aggressively posed around this top area. Better be safe than sorry. And Vici Gaming don't see Secret either.
Yeah.
So everybody's just like kind of waiting right now.
Vici is just chilling in their jungle at the moment.
Yeah.
We have the Infest Bomb ready to go. God, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Mid one with that Blink Dagger now in tow. 1 minute 30 seconds on the Aegis. Has the Hurricane Pike as well, so we'll be going for Shivas. So Ultra Mobility for mid one. Pretty cool choice overall with that drum. And Vici they've been in the same spot for about 2 minutes, I want to say.
Slightly exaggerated, but I'd give it a minute now.
Like 5-6 minutes they've been there,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
but you're
the
right.
time-
This
what's
is
the
kind of
timing on
this feels
Aegis?
like a stalemate.
It really does. This does happen sometimes.
And the Aegis has a huge part to do with it. Obviously, Vici
Yeah.
has timed it, and
Aegis and buybacks.
with less than a minute to go, you have to expect, of course, the Ags is online for Fata now. We'll see how that comes into play. I believe it used 60% of your current mana, if I'm not mistaken, for that new fire, the unrefined Fire Blast. Is that right?
I believe it's 60.
It's a large percentage.
60%.
So you can always cast it if it's off cooldown, but it
Yes.
drains the crap out of your mana, which means you can't use your other Fire Blast a lot of the time. It's kind of a weird one.
He has Soul Ring, so that gives enough mana in itself for a Fire Blast, and then he can always cast the Unrefined like you said. So even when he's out of mana, if Soul Ring is ready, the combo will always be available to him.
Yeah, they're playing this very safe.
Notice how Secret have progressed on the map in the last minute, like how they have very...
See that?
What's that?
The buyback gold 322 for Medusa. That's actually pretty insane. Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you very rudely.
Yeah, as you tend to. Now, but just notice how Secret have progressed on the map, right? Like they went from being inside their base top left, and they have gone all the way to the outskirts of Vici's base and the right side of the map by just slowly moving safely. Oh, Doom is
we
going
have
to
the
come
Blink
out.
Doom onto mid one. He's on the run right now. Puppy in position to swap. He does a nice job. There's the Chronosphere only on the one. Looks like Yapzor might be taking the brunt of the damage, but mid one dies on the backside. It's a 1-for-1 disruptor for OD. Not what you're looking for if you're Secret, at least not yet. Ori pops the BKB. Looks like Fata was the choice. I'm not sure if they're going to get him. Puppy in the meantime getting a lot of heroes to focus on him with that Spirit Vessel on the right clicks. In the meantime, Ace working towards that Medusa on that kill. 3 for 2 overall. And Ori getting very close to death, and Secret will finish him off. A triple kill for Land. Looks like Doom will be next on the list. A triple kill for Ace on top of that. Fata falls to the ground. Paparazzi and company.
Everybody's
it's actually
dying.
1v1. Just go for it. Let's do it. The old-fashioned duel. Void versus Lifesteal. That's not a good matchup for Lifesteal either.
I think if Lifesteal had a basher, he might actually try,
Yeah,
just
perhaps.
roll the dice.
It looks like he's going for heart right now as well. He is super farm. 19, almost 20K net worth on
You know
Ace.
what did a lot in that fight? Ogre Eggs. They actually locked down the Medusa for like 7 seconds straight with Ogre
Man.
and Lifesteal and just killed her at her
I
tower.
told you it was a great item.
Yeah, I know.
I love Ags on that.
Your Aghanims list is actually what these teams use to draft heroes with.
Oh, God, no. I actually don't remember what it is on that list. It wasn't great, though.
I mean, your #1 on the list is Alchemist, and he's been ignored the whole tournament. Good job on that one.
I mean, in theory, it's by far the most broken. Let's not have this discussion because I'm definitely right. And I know you don't like to be wrong. Paparazzi in the bot lane. Of course, the Shadowblade BKB, Mask of Madness. That buyback felt like it hurt a lot because he should have more items in this, I feel like.
Yes, he should, for sure. Vici Gaming are still not in the best position ever considering what they had, but looking at the bright side for them, they won a fight into a secret that had Aegis and Cheese, I believe, at the start of that. They still have the Cheese remaining on Lifestealer, and they didn't even lose their tier 2 bond. So I love how you can tell that there's just these like moments of opportunity that are really small for both teams, and they just pounce on them instantly. It's almost like they're playing on instinct. This Blink Doom from Lanham onto the OD, he had less than a second to make that decision. And then you look at this kill earlier that just snowballed the whole game for Secret with that Monolith kill. Both of those moments were really short. So it seems both teams have a very good idea and just planning for what their win condition is in the fight, like what needs to happen. And then the moment any opportunity presents itself for them to do that thing, they just do it right away.
Yeah, and Doom has been applied to Ace pretty much every fight. He's gotten Rage off most of the time, though, so I feel like he doesn't really care that much about being Doom compared to other heroes.
Yeah, the Doom on the OD in that fight just ruined him. He did nothing. Mid one got doomed, he got arrowed. I think I don't know if they tried to swap him or not, but he just got killed in the Chronosphere.
Yeah, they swapped him initially, and then he just got destroyed afterwards.
Yeah.
The fight was pretty spread, though, so I think the question is, if a fight is isolated like that, you have 3 or 4 fights going on simultaneously, who does that favor? What lineup works better? Because Medusa wants everybody kind of grouped up. Same with Disruptor to some degree. Obviously, Doom's a little single target, but Vici it's more AoE-centric.
Yes. I still like them more in more or less any type of fight, as long as Ori doesn't get Monolith. He has BKB now, so.
Yes, that will help quite a bit, as this game is somehow gone from the dark and dank crevasse that it was in to a pretty even game. 2K net worth for Vici at 38 minutes.
In my mind, Vici just hit a really strong timing now with 2 10-second BKBs. OD is not good against them. Caudle is worthless against these BKBs. Ogre is useless as well. There's actually more or less no way that Secret kill a hero in BKB right now.
Roshan being attempted by Vici Gaming right now. Fata, the Infest Bomb is on its way. They'll find him. They're going to go off to the Fire Blast. He's going to work on the Paparazzi. We pop the BKB. Chronosphere onto 2. Looks like most of the damage not really that much, but the Lifestealer will fall. Oh my god, he gets the cheese off just in time. Now he's dealing even more damage. The Refresher Charge still on the ground right now. BKB pop by Lanham. Ace working on more supports. It's a 2-for-1. Mid one first to fall for Secret. Triple kill for Ace. He is an absolute beast. And Medusa falls afterwards. Who picked up the Refresher Shard? Looks like Fata got the Aegis. An enormous fight for Team Secret. Young 11 looks like he'll be able to get that TP up. Oh, he gets stunned with the blinding light again. Puppey continuing the chase. TP canceled. Young 11 with no mana to speak of. See if they can actually get this kill. Mana leak again. And that is another kill. That's a team wipe for Team Secret. And Ace and company, they're on the footsteps of Vici's base.
There are so many incredible things happening in these fights. So perfect blinding light from Yapzor so they can steal the Aegis with the Ogre. They got multiple really good stuns off with the Ogre in that fight. The swap, everything coming together for Secret. It looked like Vici were going to have a good fight there. They got the 2-hero Chronosphere, but Ace with 5% HP getting the cheese off just ruined their entire team fight. And the big problem there is it's a good Chrono. Medusa's hitting in the Chrono onto this Lifestealer, but Mirana, where was she? Was she attacking in that Chronosphere? They needed that extra bit of damage. And Secret just maximizing here. They will get at least 2 lanes of barracks now.
Yes.
I actually cannot believe they came back in this game.
This is a crazy, crazy game for sure. 7K net worth lead here for Team Secret. They take 2 lanes of racks. They're going to back up now. Medusa is back in 10 seconds along with Mirana in 25.
I'll almost
Now,
guarantee you this.
will Vici Gaming come back in this game is the question.
I'll almost guarantee you this. There will not be a bigger comeback in this finals than this if Secret wins. I feel like it's like actually an enormous comeback.
Yeah.
It's not only the amount of gold, it's the position they were in the game, the lineups.
Yeah, the lineups is a big deal. Who has the refresher shot right now? Anybody? What do we got here?
Coddle, current.
Okay. Is there anybody that you would like that to have it on that's not Coddle?
OD, maybe.
OD, double sanity eclipse. Okay. Paparazzi trying to push out this way.
Swap.
Huge swap from Puppy. That is a long range, and he gets destroyed. 84 seconds, no void. This might be the beginning of the end of Game 1 of this best-of-5 finals for Captain's Draft 4.0. Ace applying more pressure to this Tier 3 tower. That Mystic Snake's not going to do a whole lot this stage of the game. And this is going to be mega creeps for Secret, as they're just going to blow up another member. Disruptor falls to the deck. Ori trying his best to hold the heroes at bay. Pops that BKB along with the Stone Gaze. But Secret doesn't seem to care too much about it. As look at the damage on the Mirage. She jumps in and just gets insta-give. GG comes out. Team Secret. Wow. That is a ridiculous game from them. Like you said, not only from a net worth standpoint, but their lineup compared to Vici made no sense late game. And they found a way, my friend. Good Lord.
Just these very, very, again, the timings. The so short times that they have these moments of opportunity, and they just hit all of them. It was incredible, actually, that they managed to win this game. 20 minutes in, if you ask me what chance I would have given Vici of winning that game, I would put it above 95%. I'm not even kidding. Like,
yes,
that was...
I agree. I mean, if we go back in the cast and listen to ourselves, I'm sure we sounded quite grim indeed. And Secret, just the couple kills and a couple buybacks, that's all it took, and Secret just kept the pressure on, got the Aegis, got that, obviously, the refresher shard at Roshan, stealing all that stuff. I mean, they got the entire treasure of Roshan, for God's sake, and they put it to full use. So that is only Game 1 of this best-of-5 for the grand finals of Captain's Draft 4.0, presented by Events DC. Go to a quick commercial break and see what Slacks has to say about this game. I'm sure he has a lot of great insight.
Yeah.